went back in time and I got my hair. Went back in time, we'll get Steelers Nation Australia headband. We'll get you some like high socks. Get you some like these shorts.
Hey,
you're standing up.
Easy.
Yeah.
It's like balls of fairy.
So when JJ52 says, will Ray Gun make the 53? No, she's cut.
If you're not going to take Ray Gun, I know a place, Western Pennsylvania, where she'll fit right in. Right at the cookie table at a wedding.
She could be my second string long
Call her
snap.
Dr. Boogie or the Dr. Get Down and tell him she has a PhD. Get down. Like, play the music. You know
what? If she'd had some bling, and looked like LL Cool J and Tomlin gonna knock you out, she might have won.
Fire Mike Tomlin, fire Mike Tomlin, fire Mike Tomlin. Oh, wait, it finally came true. Steelers Nation, welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia, and also welcome back to Steelers Dynasty Podcast. The fellas, Bubba and Shano, had their big say on the big topic right now. I had my big say on the topic that is firing Mike Tomlin, but he steps away from the organization. But I got to say fire Mike Tomlin because it helps the YouTube algorithms. But let's bring the band back together and have one big collective say, what's happening, fellas? No news today at all. No crazy news. Just a normal day.
Nothing. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I have no idea.
I didn't even get my pitchfork or my torch out of the shed to go like, ooh.
You weren't fast enough.
No, not fast enough.
Tomlin beat everyone to the punch and said, you know what? You're not going to fire me. I'm going to walk out on my own accord, which I think, look, fellas, we'll talk about this for probably the next 6 hours, the next 6 weeks. But in a good thing, it's good that it happened because he gets a fresh start. The Steelers get a fresh start. They did lose the last 7 playoff games in a row. That's not good. That ties like Marvin Lewis's record or whatever for the Bengals. Mm-hmm. I always give a lot of shit to the Bengals because they haven't won a playoff game in like 10,000 years or 10,000 days or whatever. Now the Steelers are like 3,700 days. We're getting close to that. So it could be a very good thing for the Steelers organization to go one way and a good thing for Mike Tomlin to go the other. And the best thing is the Steelers have the contract rights towards him next year and the year after. So if he does come back into the building, they can trade him to a team and get back picks. So there is a lot of good to this. But what are you guys thinking?
I can't believe it happened.
I actually wrote I'm going to share with you. You want me to share it now or a little later? Like I wrote actually a poem.
I can only imagine what you got.
Yeah, what is it, Shane?
You want to hear it? It's about Tomlin and my feelings.
Poem? Is it a poem?
Yeah, I'm going to read it to you now.
Okay.
At first, I was afraid. I was petrified. Kept thinking I could never live with Tomlin, not by my side. But I spent so many nights thinking how he did me wrong. But I grew strong, and I'll learn how to carry on. Now you're back from outer space, and I walked just in to find you with that sad look upon your face. I should have changed that stupid lock. I should have made you leave my key. But if I'd known for just 1 second you'd be back to bother me, well, now go. Walk out the door. Don't come around now. You ain't welcome anymore. There you go.
Oh.
I will survive. I will survive. Hey. Yeah. That reminds me of Remember the Placements.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the Placements. The Replacements.
Remember the placements? Yeah.
Actually, Gloria Gaynor didn't do it. I'm doing William Shatner.
Yeah, you know that movie, The Replacements, when they start singing that song in the bars, start fighting everyone.
That's right.
That's what we had. That's what we had as receivers this year.
The Replacements.
Yep.
Yeah.
I could remember. I can't believe I remembered that much of the lyrics.
It's easy to shit on them when they do bad, but you know the offcuts I think weren't as bad as everyone thinks. But it definitely some of those players wouldn't have made the team in other teams, right? But fellas, Bubba, what do you think about this whole thing? The Tomlin thing?
I can't believe it happened, but it happened. But now it's going to be probably the biggest shakeup in Pittsburgh sports in a long time. Like there's nobody going to be safe. I don't think at all. I don't think so.
Do you think Omar Khan and Andy Wilder were safe?
No, because I don't know, because I think the minority owners of the Steelers got into Rooney's ear and said enough is enough. But there could have been stuff where Tomlin wanted to go and he figured this is supposed to be the last hurrah. I mean, Khan pictured all these people coming together, and it was the last. I mean, because I took them 14-3, and I know as crazy as it sounds, with all these pieces of intangibles, but they just didn't get. They had Hall of Fame quarterback Aaron Rodgers, doing an offense, cutting down trees with a butter knife. You just never gave him what you got. Some players that we did get in trades didn't produce. It is going to be. Maybe Danny Smith saves himself, but I don't know. It might be a total over U-Haul.
Yeah,
U-Haul's already set overhaul, and these losses in playoffs last night, that second half was downright just an ass beating.
Yeah, normally when a new head coach comes in, they bring their staff with them. So it looks like that Arthur Smith would go on to be possibly a Titans head coach. I don't think they're going to promote him up. Could you imagine if the Steelers promoted Arthur Smith the head coach, how the Yinzers would be like, or bring back Mike Tomlin? Hey, that's a storyline. You wanted the Rodgers one. That would be something crazy. They won't do it.
I don't think I could handle that.
Yeah, Arthur Smith as head coach would work for the Steelers. Would not work the way how I was very frustrated yesterday in the usage of Jonnu Smith and these wide receiver screens that don't fucking work. It's very, very frustrating. So,
Arthur Smith looks like the guy that was drawn to be in the Minions movie, but they just kind of cut him out. Like he's, we're going to save him for maybe the Minions 4 movie, but he looks like a cartoon character,
Do you have a song for Arthur Smith as well, or just Coach?
No,
Tomlin?
that's it. That's all.
Don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out, because your offense and coordinating abilities truly sucked.
Oh yeah.
There were times when I think he was doing really good, and you're thinking like the passes and the play action pass and DK Metcalf, and then they followed up with a weird, stupid play. You're thinking no one wanted that to happen, or it was 2nd and 10, and they 1st and 10 run didn't work, and they had to force a pass, and they're going deep to talk about the game for a little minute. Like the game was fun and okay, but the offense couldn't fucking move the ball down the field. That's why I was so frustrating, I think, as a Steelers fan, for all this thing to happen. But yeah, now Arthur Smith could be on the outside. Terrell Lawson could be on the outside. The only person who would be safe would be Danny Smith. Yeah. And he won't be the head coach. We don't think so. But he's like the only guy who could be safe. But this could be a total, fellas, this could be a total, breakdown, and Tomlin leaves. And then quite possibly a lot of players could even be, I'm not even sure that TJ Watt could be safe now, to be honest.
Nope. I don't think he is. I don't think he will be, because
new coach comes in and they want to trade him away to get picks and build their franchise for the next 5 years. It's a possibility. Fellas, what do you think about that?
I'm all for it now.
You want to trade TJ Watt?
Yep.
Jeez, that's I still think like he's a good player. I think
he's too much money, and that money could be traded and getting draft picks to help us out for the longevity. I mean, he's looking at 10 years, no playoff runs. He's not happy. He wasn't happy when he did his press conference. His injury on his lung, he hasn't been the TJ Watt. I hate to say this, but like I said, maybe I was preemptive in my little blow it up last week. Now I'm okay with it now. So maybe it took me a week to, I just say everything. Look, the brand is the brand. And us getting our asses kicked yesterday and not being the Texans linemen and linebackers were so fast. We couldn't even get Gainwell out there. We couldn't do the short screens, but we didn't change it up and no adjustments. And it just shows, and it just showed last night. So they could blow the whole team up. But I will say this before I hand the ball off to Shane. There is a lot of young defensive Steeler players that are young enough to make this team viable again. Like even more than where they were at in the wild card. We just need offensive players. Like Gainwell's gone. They're not going to sign him. I don't think they're going to
sign him back.
Nope, because they signed Jaylen Warren and they paid Metcalf all this money. And the only people that I would like to see on offense, I'm even okay with DK getting traded. Because
you want to blow the whole thing up.
well,
here's the thing. They're stuck with
Holy
DK because of that contract. No one's going to eat that contract.
I
No one's
know.
gonna-
Jeez.
I know. I'm ready to blow it up. His
We're stuck with him.
performance after that missing that catch, like he always misses a lot of viable balls, and we haven't. Like Mark just left, but we haven't had a year like. I like to go through the year and see how many receivers dropped Aaron's balls. Aaron's balls. I want to see how they dropped Aaron's balls, but a lot of balls that Rodgers threw was in the hands or in the chest, and they dropped them, and that's ridiculous. And yes, it's kind of on the receivers, and maybe I don't know, maybe Rodgers has to go and put the ball in their, right in their chest for him and drop it in. But I just think they're going to blow it up.
He was throwing lasers at
Do you want
at
to
some points.
Do you want the Steelers, Shannon, to blow it up and then trade all the star players and start fresh with we do want Steelers to blow it all up?
I mentioned that in the preseason, and it kind of got I kind of went off that path because the chat was just like losing their shit. I don't know what you get for a one lung TJ. What do you get for what could we? I don't know.
You'd probably get a first round, a couple of twos.
I'm hoping.
I don't think we get that many, but
I think I don't know, fellas. I don't think they're going to blow it up. It all depends on what coach comes in. I think it's easy to say, blow it up and get rid of all the good players and trade them away, but it depends what the new coach wants to do. The new coach is really then trying to obviously protect their job, because the Steelers could easily do a 3-year contract and they don't do very well for 3 years and they fire him as well. So this depends with his draft capital and Omar Khan in their direction. So this just because this is what I find very interesting. Just because Coach Tomlin leaves, it doesn't mean they're going to be instantly better.
No, no, I agree.
No, but they can't help, but they can get worse. But realistically, in the playoffs, I mean, it's just.
It's a whole new thing now. The fact that Mike Tomlin's gone.
He's gone now. But also, too, a defensive coordinator, TJ Watt, might not be able to play with a coordinator, and there's going to butt heads because someone's going to bring in a new defensive scheme. They're going to have him moving around. They should have had him moving around the whole time. You know what I mean? And then they should be blitzing and doing whatever. And, I'm just a podcaster. I have no idea, but I'm sure people are going to Cam's going to retire.
Yeah.
That's another one too, right? If Cam comes back next year, I don't know if that's going to be a thing, because he had strong ties with Tomlin. A lot of players had very strong ties with Tomlin, including Ramsey, including Aaron Rodgers, including a lot of these guys had high respect for him. The fact that he leaves, and then now Terrell Austin would probably leave too, and they could be like a whole refresh in coaching. I just don't know exactly what the game plan is in terms of these players sticking around, right? There's a flow-on effect from this one move of Mike Tomlin. I know fans are happy. I get it. They're frustrated. They're happy that he's left. But there's no guarantees that means that they're going to win Super Bowl next year.
No. But getting our ass beat in the playoffs, I didn't tally up a score, but I guarantee it's probably 600 points to 86 in 7 playoff games. That's not good. I'm just guessing. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is. It's like they have there's a certain stat out there from the Steelers that they've that's the worst points allowed at home, 24 differential. I think as well that the Steelers have, I can't remember. There's a really weird stat. I can't remember where I put it, where I quoted it, but it's something to do with like the away games and how they've lost every time in the last 7 times. Like, it's not good. The points haven't been great in terms of, getting to the dance. I thought they were quite competitive until that fumble, right? But I think, this is and I want Shane's perspective too. Like, what is next then? Because how long do we have to wait until a new coach? Does that new coach affect the players that are here? Is it going to be a whole new environment, or does the new coach take over what Tomlin built?
I think the Roonies are going to hire a young guy, so he's going to make the team his own. There's really not a core group like, and you're going to hate this, Mark. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
There's not a core group of guys like Tomlin had when Cowher left. There were just a few of the key guys were there. There's no quarterback. Cam's not going to be there. I mean, who's going to lead the defense? Who's going to lead the offense other than Zach Frazier's a quiet guy. You know, he's been there, 2 years. You don't have those veterans that have that, you know, that type of that role.
Here's the thing, though. Like, I've always found that thing that really funny how Tomlin won with Cowher's players, which is just crazy to me. Bill Cowher in 2006 in his last season went 8-8. Like, you don't hear any fucking fire Cowher then, do you? You know.
Oh, you did back then.
Yeah, but how come it's like, okay, then Mike Tomlin, he had his first season in 2007 went 10-6. They didn't make the playoffs. In 2008 he went 12-4. That is 2 years further on from the 2006 season. So I don't agree with that when it says that Coach Tomlin won with Cowher's players. And better so, head coach me next year. If this new coach wins, I will be saying it every fucking time because it's time for me to get back and start to, you know, whoever the coach is, I'm going to say fire them. You know, see how that fan base likes it. I don't think it's warranted.
That's just the way it is now. That's just the way it is.
I don't think it's warranted. Like, okay, he won with Cowher's players, but Cowher lost him, though, was even 8-8, 2006. Tomlin took over in 07, 10-6. He won the Super Bowl in 12-4. That's 2 years with new players. And I heard a stat once, it was like 47% or 53% of the players were Cowher's players, technically. So he still won the game. He still did it. I think it's a cop-out. I think it's a shit answer. I think it's a shit way to go. So the minute we win versus the Bengals, week 1, 13-10, ex-coach won with Tomlin's players. I'm going to say it because it'd be funny. But this is what I'm saying. I think this is like, to me, fellas, it's not, the fan base can love this, and you guys can tell me what your take is. They can love the idea of Tomlin not being there, and it's great. It's like, you know, it's rejoice and fireworks go off and all this kind of shit. But this is going to be actually a hard part. It needs to be a fresh start. It'll be fun. I'm not saying it's going to be all shit. It's going to be very, very fun and interesting. But the grass can always be green on the other side. And if the Steelers start out with a loss or 2 or 3 losses, the yins of yins is 0-6. I don't even want to see it. Phils, what do you think?
It might happen. It might happen. But I mean, Tomlin's perspective on winning was, you know, just, you know, get it to where we need to do, kick a field goal. I mean, this is the first year ever that he would go for the 4th downs. You know, I mean, I didn't think he'd go for that 4th down yesterday. I thought they'd kick up the field goal, you know, but then they kicked it anyway. But Tomlin always kept his foot. He never put the foot down on he never just. Do you think last night when Aaron Rodgers got that interception, you don't think the Texans should have just dropped down and said, hey, fuck, they went right in for the jugular and they just put the spike right in and went in for
they already won the game. To me, the game was over at 17-6.
Yeah, they just didn't care.
They didn't care. They ran.
Look, Cowher had a quarterback, and Tomlin had a quarterback. Like good old Chuck didn't have a quarterback after Bradshaw and went many 12 years without a good quarterback. You got to have a good quarterback. And I mean, I never thought Aaron Rodgers would be here, but yesterday he was getting the shit kicked out of him. And these play calls, I was just wishing he would have went on his own and called audible, but the receivers weren't getting open. And it's just, I would love to Pat Freiermuth to come out and say, hey, I played all year, but you know what? They never saw me. They never played me. Something was just, I don't know. I don't care. I don't know who we're going to get, but no offense. I didn't know who Mike Tomlin was when we got Mike Tomlin. I had no idea who he was.
Right.
So it all depends. And if they come in, and I didn't know who fucking Bill Cowher was. I mean, I knew he was a coach and stuff and from Pittsburgh area. But I mean, his first game, he had a fake punt. You know what I mean? Like he was actually a riverboat gambler back then, got us to the playoffs. But I don't know who those guys were, really. I was a Chuck Noll guy growing up with Chuck Noll. It was very hard seeing a legend go out like that. And Tomlin is a legend with these newer fans. But, you know.
This is what I find a little bit funny too, where like somewhat can argue over Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, Mike Tomlin, who are the greatest or whatever, right? There are Browns fans and Jets fans and Giants fans saying, shut the fuck up. And I mean that with complete honesty.
Well, they could say that, but in the 50s, they won 10 championships before
that's what
the
we
Super
have.
Bowl era. So whoever was head coach in the Cleveland Browns before the Super Bowl era, the Cleveland Browns were they were a fucking franchise. Otto Graham, I mean, they beat the shit out of everybody.
Well, I'm just
But that
saying
was
any
before the
other head
Super Bowl.
coaches in like the Titans and then their turmoil, they're over. And the Saints haven't been relevant. The Raiders haven't been relevant. The Pittsburgh Steelers have been relevant since the fucking 70s, where
71.
Chuck Noll went 193, 148 and 1. He got 4 Super Bowls. Cal went 149 and 90 and 1 Super Bowl, and Mike Tomlin went 192 and 117 and 2. If you were to put that picture up like I just did now, and you didn't have maybe you didn't talk about
I didn't realize that he didn't even tie Chuck Noll. Like Chuck Noll is still.
Oh, he did. No, he did. Yeah, it's off by 1. Yeah, it should be 193.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, like, if you just put that graphic up there, you go, holy French toast, we have a great organization that hires coaches. And like the next person to step into their shoes has to look back to Noel, Cowher, and Tomlin, who all did it very differently. But I understand it, the frustration that the Steelers, the Steelers didn't win the last 7 years in a row. And that's fucking bad. I get it. So maybe it's meant to, how it is. But for the time period, what it was, you won a Super Bowl. You've got 6 here. We want championships for sure. And maybe it's a time for a new, fresh start. But
we're spoiled.
There are definitely, I think we are. There are definitely
spoiled. I mean,
the Jets out there, and like I said, Tennessee Titans or the Raiders are going backwards, or the Cowboys. Some of those guys are like, oh yeah, I would dream to have Mike Tomlin. But Shano, what do you think about this? The legacy of Noel, Cowher, and Tomlin, and the next person. Is there pressure on the next coach? Shane? Oh, he's muted. He's got his new microphone. He's muted.
Before we get into let's talk about the coach that takes that job. These guys are going, I think Haley went out to visit the Titans or the Raiders. I don't know. Halfley, whatever the fuck the guy's name is. These coaches are going and interviewing for these jobs. And now that the Steelers are open, that's the best job in the NFL, because as you could see from your picture, going back to 1969, there is 3 coaches.
We don't have
3 coaches. Yeah, but Bubba, you're going to an organization that has the patience to let you build. I mean, I think they're not going to shit can a guy after 3 years.
Well, no, that's not in there. But before Chuck Noll, they did. Before Chuck Noll, if you were a Steelers head coach back then, you didn't last maybe throughout the season, because 42 years of losing was hard for the Chiefs to deal with, and they fired you in the middle of the season.
Yep.
Like when Chuck Noll, when he started, he drafted and he built his stuff on the draft, and they went out and scouted players that nobody ever knew about.
Yeah.
So
like the guy.
Yes, nobody knew about Stallworth. So Chuck Noll, they didn't have any the blueprint of the Steelers head coach comes from Chuck Noll. The winning formula to be a head coach in the Pittsburgh organization comes from Chuck Noll, because everybody had to step in the shoes and Cowher and Tomlin, because Chuck the Emperor was 4 Super Bowls. I mean, there's only been 2 other coaches but he's never lost anything. So Bill Belichick can go suck one, and him and Noah and Bill Walsh is the only coaches in my eyes that never lost a Super Bowl. And then Tomlin had great talent, but something just I go back to the Jacksonville game. I go back because I'm one of those guys. That's where it just turned. We lost Shazier, and that was a strong team. And I feel bad, and I feel maybe we could have had one more championship. But hey, look, as we said on our show an hour and a half before, the records were made this year. The record that Mike Tomlin and Marvin Lewis are tied is not a record that I wanted, or he actually thought it was going to be a record that he would ever really achieve, but he did. So,
yeah, and that's why the timing of it is like, obviously, it's a lot of, big emotion name for a lot of people, because even myself, that I have high respect for Tomlin, and many people do, and some just hate his guts, and that's fine, whatever. But the thing is, he was there a long time, 19 years in coaching. You got to step down, but you can't deny that. Like the failure, the playoff failure, going from 7 from the lost Patriots, Chiefs, Browns. I named it the other day in my live stream. The Steelers have lost to 7 teams in the AFC. There are now 8 teams that they haven't lost to in a wild card or a first round exit. So that's just all that's to me. That's the timing of it. I think that this was probably the correct move, and we all knew that. And my biggest argument was we just knew the Roonies weren't going to fire him. It was always going to come down to the situation. Now the fact that it's happened, fellas, this is like the kind of interesting part and fun part, and like we both done 2 shows today because we kind of have to. It's nuts, and we might do a show tomorrow. And then you guys
It's crazy, man. Right? It's like a bad drug.
It's nuts, but that's why we do Steelers podcast and got all the people in the chat coming in from Steelers Dynasty podcast and Steelers Nation Australia, which is me. And Joey says this.
But you don't know nothing about football, from what I hear. You don't know any of that.
Fucking twice a month, I get it. I get it twice a month.
Weird period.
Joey, yeah. No, not like that.
You need to go to the doctor if you get it twice a month.
Twice a month.
That's bad.
That shit should bleed once a month.
Yeah. He's bleeding all over the place.
And I'm going to be doing more too. I'm going to shout out to me. I'm going to be trying to do more podcasts. Maybe have a week break and then start fresh. But I wanted more podcasts and
there's no off seasons in Steeler podcasts.
I feel like I need to though. Like sometimes I don't know. American sports just goes. Oh, by the way, we can't watch the Steelers. Penguins. You know?
Oh, I don't want to.
Can't watch Penguins. Pirates.
Like there, people are already doing the Pirates in around my area, and I'm not even.
Fuck the Pirates.
I'm not even. I'm not out of the Steelers, and Steelers is 24/7 for me because I just that's the top team for me out of all 3.
Oh, 100%, but it just never stops. Joey says this news made me getting through today much easier, and yes, many people are happy and excited for. I'm excited too for the new guy coming in, who it's going to be. I'm excited for the coaching process, and now that I am I wasn't podcasting back in 2007. Apparently, in 2007, the internet wasn't even was made up or whatever. Or there was no phones or some shit back in 2007. Like there was no YouTube or nothing like that. So this is the first time when we see like a sniffer who's going to be head coach. Oh my goodness, it's this guy, right? So it's
going to be some no name guy that like is like an assistant to an assistant that has no head coaching experience.
Nope, it's going to be like the dating game.
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Steelers dating game for head coach. Now we got John, tell us what you can do with the Steelers offense and defense.
Well, Bubba, I like coloring books, long walks, and fucking up offenses. And I'm talking about my own offense.
No, that's not good. Head coach number 2.
Would you like me to fuck up your offense, Bubba?
No, Mark, head coach number 2. What would you do for the Steelers defense in a wild card playoff game? Well,
I'd like to try and score at least 7 points if I could. And I'd sit down John O. Smith. Choose me.
We need to get him for a first, second, and third.
You got me all wet and wild with that 7 points.
He was so. How does he get from last year a Pro Bowler to this year being the worst fucking Steeler offensive player out there?
I tried to defend him so much in the way
I tried to
run him, and he's a big unit to play tight end, and just the way. There was one screen that John Smith got. He bounced 2 times either way and fucked up both decisions.
Dumb as a cord of wood.
He didn't go forward or backwards. He just didn't go anywhere.
I don't think he's smart enough to fucking know the plays because he was always
that is something that I think. Look, this could come down to as well. Also going in a new direction. Tomlin, we all know it. Like the last maybe 8-10 years, they played his cards very close to his chest. It was about defense and getting field goals and running the ball and positioning and that kind of stuff. And not going too crazy and by going 5 wide like the old Ben days in 2017. Since Ben was left, then they started that kind of mentality of get down the field and see what happens.
5 wide. We need Expendables Volume 3 receivers. We can't even do 5 wide.
Oh. Yeah, definitely.
I used to call 5 wide.
This is, you know what though? It's kind of. Does this help the pain that was the game yesterday to a certain point? Now it's a fresh start.
Yeah, it's a distraction. It's like there's hope. There's like, okay.
I'm better from last night than I was last week.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about you. What's happening?
Yeah, last week was more because you know why? It was the fucking Ravens. So it doesn't matter whatever, as long as you win. If it was 10-9, I'm taking it over the Ravens. Now the Ravens owner on an interview I saw before he was excited. Yes, Tomlin might be a Raven, but you know what? We're getting some draft picks.
Could you imagine if they – I don't know how that works out. They got to trade into the Ravens or whatever.
Let's just say hypothetically he signs by the Ravens, Mark. What are you going to do?
That's like
Support-
the biggest heel move ever. That's
That
like,
is Hulk
that's
Hogan,
like
brother.
Hogan. That's like
I was-
Hogan going heel.
You know what? It would probably fit there in their identity actually, because they're pretty like they're motivated by anything really. Like Tomlin would probably fit over there, but the owner, I think he paused for a minute and was like, "Huh?" and thought about it. How do I get him?
Yeah,
You know?
he was like, oh well, last week he was kissing going off the field. I didn't forget that, but he would sign him he would get him in a heartbeat.
Oh, in a heartbeat. But I think as well, the Steelers somehow, some way have like their contract attached to him for the next 2 years. So it'd have to be a trade somehow. I don't know what the exact. We're going to find it very soon. Apparently tomorrow, Art Rooney II is going live to talk about this kind of stuff. So he's going to be
he's
press
about
conference.
as boring as he's about boring.
And that's the question too. Look,
Hemorrhoids.
no offense to the Rooneys and Art Rooney II, but he also hasn't won a playoff game since he's taken over the late Dan Rooney. That's also pretty interesting as well from that perspective. The Steelers just haven't won one since he passed away. So, fellas, what do you think about that? Is it time for Art Rooney to give the reins to Dan Rooney II, who I met, by the way, for fucking 15 seconds?
Oh.
So, hello, mate. How are you? Good yourself? And that was it.
Well,
He's a nice guy.
Get somebody younger who wants to win championships and actually win. It's based on money. It's just like, oh, we're getting tickets and we'll put a team together and do whatever just to entice the Steelers fan base to show up. But realistically, we know, and behind the scenes, we know we're not getting any further than what we're doing because we're just like Rooney and Bob Nutting are like they're two brothers from two different mothers. Same mentality.
But do you think that Art Rooney II would hand it down to his son, Dan, the grandson of Dan? I guess
I'm okay with that if you do. We need a
Yeah.
different flair. We, like I said before, and I've talked numerous times on every podcast, like the Steelers persona is not, I mean, we got this defense and they didn't bend but break, but boy, I didn't know Mark Woody from a hole in the wall last night, and he got over 100 and some yards, and that was a slap in the face because I thought our running backs had the advantage in that wild card playoff game. And that was the only advantage that we had, and we still didn't use our running backs. So I don't know what happened yesterday. I think Arthur Smith was this rattle shaking. I think maybe Shane could go talk more of like a
great
military
defense
type
too, by the
person.
way. The defense was insane. They locked down the
Yeah, but
receivers
a week before, the guy from the Colts fucking lit him up, the rookie who no one saw
Yeah, fair
before.
point.
And we got Aaron Rodgers with nothing, with no help. He's got grenades.
I want the Texans to win the whole thing, to be honest. I want them to go the whole way.
I don't think they will. CJ Stroud with those turnovers, we couldn't cap. I've never seen a Steelers team get 3 turnovers and we couldn't do anything, and that is terrible.
He fumbled twice in one play. Was crazy. I got a comment. I want Shane to react to this. So this is a really good comment. Bernie says, so the guy that kept Tomlin for at least a decade, Art Rooney II, right? Longer than he should, in his opinion, has to now pick his replacement. It's so Steel Nation, don't be too happy he's gone, because the same guy who kept him now is going to find someone to replace him. Could he not just choose a similar?
No, wait a second. I'm going to take the glass half full. It's like a guy that goes and buys a Camry, gets 300,000 miles on it, but the last 100,000 miles, he's bitching and complaining because it got him there. Guys, Tomlin wasn't sexy. He was reliable. It was what it was. Now, that's something he would say.
It was what it was.
He's gonna pick a reliable, good head coach. It's gonna be, stylish and productive for the first 200,000 miles. And then again, in year like 15 through 19, we're going to be like, why the fuck are we still driving this piece of shit?
Okay, fair point.
But I think it's more than just him picking the coach. It'll be the minority owners that actually have a say.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's because I think also Art Rooney II, I believe, will soon step down to give Dan the reins, the son.
He might do that after that press conference tomorrow. Imagine that. There'll be other shows tomorrow. I mean, I know
we would have to talk about everything.
I mean, just clean house from the top the whole way down.
So you think that if the owner steps and gives his reins to the son,
why not?
Dan Rooney.
Why
he's
not?
like 47 or something like that.
Yeah, he's young. The old man's already been making money. He's Bob Nutting Jr.'s brother. Just let somebody younger in the Rooney family be somebody who would want to, because owning a football team takes a lot of time. He's not a spring chicken anymore. He's not like his dad, but yeah, might as well just. I'm talking clean house. I'm talking everybody.
I can't remember. Yeah, I did meet
Even Steely McBeam.
I never liked Steely.
What's Dan Rooney's age? A second. How old is he? I think it's Dan. I can't remember. Dan Rooney died in 2017 at 84. Art Rooney the second took over, and then I can't find who the other bloke below him is. Dan Rooney again. I think it's too many Dans and Dons.
Dan.
I think that's it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's like 40 something. So could you imagine that the press conference comes out, Art Rooney passes it down to, because there's like 40 odd
Hey,
stakeholders.
does he have a he has a granddaughter? Maybe a granddaughter wants to
The
take over.
Roonies are like it's like the Pope. You only have so many names to pick from. It's like Dan Rooney the Third.
I'm just telling you, it's just crazy. Like I hear people say it's Rooney to sell the team. You can't, because there's this fucking 41 people in there that have like stakes in it.
Yep.
And they'll never sell it. You're not going to sell a team that was like that started with $5,000 and now it's like $6.2 billion. No fucking way, dude.
Their Christmas party is huge, man. It's all Rooney.
Oh yeah.
All Rooney.
So look, that could be an option, because I don't know how old is Art Rooney.
I'm telling you, how about his granddaughter? We probably need sometimes a woman taking
He's
the reins.
He's 73, Art Rooney, the bloke in charge now.
He needs to
73.
retire too.
So it would be his son would be under him, would be like,
47, 50.
Possibly,
somebody
maybe
younger.
I really wanted them gone together. Thank you, mate, for the 6 months on HDU. I don't know. It does feel like perfect timing now, because when you do lose 7 in a row, fellas, I thought it would have been like they would extend his contract and one more year was going to happen, but draft coming up, 100 days, guys. Guys, also, quick break, time out. Where are we going for our draft?
Shane?
Where can we
Ben
invite everyone?
Franklin Tap Room.
All right. Is that like a thing now? It's like with legit.
We all got to
there?
dress
I
up
went-
in colonial stuff, colonial Steelers jerseys.
No, we're not going to be like Revolutionary War guys.
7 years ago, our forefather. That was Abe Lincoln. But
No,
still,
what
I mean-
Bubba and me are going to swing out there when it gets a little nicer, maybe
Yeah.
the next couple weeks, and I'm going to show him around.
we'll
and
do some
then,
recalling.
I've already talked to the manager. It's good to go. We just got to talk to you guys on what you guys want as fans.
I see there's going to be a lot of people, man. There's going to be millions and millions of people coming to Pittsburgh. And I'm telling you, it is going to be something that the city has never.
I don't know how
think
they're
they
gonna
can
do
handle
it.
I don't know how they're going to do it. I really don't. And now with this year, with no Tomlin, and maybe no owner, because the ownership might go younger. The world is going to change. The Steelers' world has changed right now since 2:30.
Like legit, do not. Shan, is that legit? Legit? No, they haven't chilled on already, did they? Are you getting breaking news on your side?
No,
Yeah.
I'm break. My fucking job wants me to work. They can go screw off. I'm not working.
What's that, Mr. Rooney? No,
Nah,
go
it's not,
fuck
they
yourself.
wouldn't.
I don't want your job.
They wouldn't do breaking news now.
No.
But I will read that as if it did
Tomorrow,
happen.
if you said he did a press conference tomorrow,
Yeah.
talking about the
He's gonna
whole
do that
season
tomorrow.
on a whole and ending it, and talking about Tomlin and whatever, that would be a perfect situation to a perfect opportunity for everything to reset everything in a Steelers.
I don't know if they would
organization to go
announce
younger.
tomorrow though, fellas. And I've been wrong been wrong the last fucking 2 years apparently. I don't know if they would announce. Will they announce it tomorrow and say, "Hey, Tomlin's gone," but here we go? No, I think they would give a week.
They
or
would
two.
give Tomlin a press conference. He would have his press conference. He has to have a press conference. They all do. They all
He
did.
did today. Tomlin's press conference was at 2 o'clock today.
What?
Mike Tomlin had a press conference today.
But he didn't do a leaving press.
He didn't
conference.
do a leaving press.
Oh
conference.
no, he didn't do a leaving one. Yeah.
I don't think
Like that.
he will do a leaving one. I think that Tom.
No, that was it. Mike dropped.
No, well, every Chuck Noll did one, and then Cowher did one. Well, maybe he doesn't want to. I don't know.
Well, there was a good comment here too from Todd. He says any vehicle that gets you 300K out is a winner in my book. So, look, it was a crazy, and for me, a very fun experience for 19 years, knowing that you had a chance every year to get in the dance. It didn't work out the last 7 years for sure. But I got
What
some
are
other
you going to do? Because you've been eating the same sandwich for 19 years. What are you going to change up now? Your soup's going to be different. Something's going to be different in Mark's, refrigerator.
Nothing. I just support the Steelers. Like, what do you mean? Just because I support the coach and I've been
No,
talking about
but
coach
I mean,
for
that's
10
the only person that you backed. You know what I mean? And you put your whole
years.
heart and effort into it.
I back them
mean,
all. The biggest reason why I back him is I'm over fucking people saying fire Tomlin when the Roonies weren't going to do it, and you can't deny that. And then it turns out that he left every year. Then when it was 5 years ago, they want to fire him. I'm like, they're not going to do it. Why talk about it? They're going to do it. Oh, but I want him to. They're not going to do it. That's why.
Do you think it was already set in stone? No, something was in play.
I think he wanted to walk away. No, I think once they got now they're thinking about it. It wasn't a thing they had to sleep and then next minute they woke up and Tom was like, "Oh, I'm going to leave tomorrow." No,
right.
He's been thinking about this for months and months. Yeah.
But I think if we would have been a quality, if we had been a quality type team, and I guarantee if him and Cam and whatever TJ, they would have say they won a Super Bowl, they all would have fucking retired, and that would have been a huge story, historic of all like three major Steelers leaving at the same time, not just Bettis. I
don't think TJ would retire, but yeah, Cam
sometimes going out on top 10 years.
He's got 4 years in his contract. He's 30.
I'm telling you, they're trading him.
No.
This is what the report is. Tomlin got up and took a shit. There was no toilet paper. And he said, I just had enough. I just couldn't do it. I can't do it anymore. And he woke up and he just told his wife, I'm done. I'm quitting.
If he, because he walked away today, it was after the loss, he was been thinking about this for 6 months, right? Probably. You know, and maybe they've had conversations back and forth over and over and over. But I do want to bring something up because I did a tweet and the famous, where is it? Famous Rashad Mendenhall, fucking liked my retweet. Now Rashad Mendenhall said this: all you do is talk about how important a QB is. Play. Here's a coach who had subpar QB play for all but one of his 19 seasons as head coach and still found a way to be a threat to opposing teams. The narrative on success in football is so faulty. How you hate someone that never lost. And I wrote back facts. And then Rashad Mendenhall liked my tweet. There you go.
Tell him I wish he wouldn't have fumbled the ball.
Well, but also Rashad Mendenhall, it's very tough for him to get back into Steelers graces. It's even tough for Le'Veon Bell to get back. He tweets about Steelers all the time.
I'd rather have Le'Veon Bell, Mendenhall, even though Mendenhall was in the Super Bowl, he's still.
I just watched the video of the rise and fall of Mendenhall, and boy, he also
went seriously. Are you serious? You did watch that? Or are you making that up?
No, there's a video out there. Search for it.
He went quite political over some things too, to do with a certain religion, which was a different take that I won't bring up. But he's Mendenhall on the Twitterverse gets like 1,000 views or whatever. But it's just interesting. There's a lot of Steelers fans, Steelers players coming out. Like B-Mac was on CBS saying it's a sad day. Ryan Clark's a funny one, boys. He's a funny one for me. Hands up. Loved him as a Steeler, but you can't. If you didn't know he played for the Steelers, you'd have no idea. Like he doesn't wear anything black and gold, and he changes topics all the time. He hates the Steelers and he loves them, but he was now saying it was probably best for Mike Tomlin to move on. Right. And that's kind of the sentiment that we kind of hear, right, Bubba and Shano?
Yeah, I think Stephen A. I can't wait to hear what he has to say. He's probably going to say the same thing.
Well, I mean, you're going to save your money. You're going to get a GoFundMe, Australian GoFundMe for the Tomlin Hall of Fame ceremony. You're going to try to come over.
I'll be there. You are
the most pro Mike Tomlin person that I've ever met. I don't hate the guy. I just didn't like that he had all that talent and we didn't get another and we lost this.
And it's funny because I get shit for that. Like I get a lot of negativity for being
it's because you're a foreigner.
It's because you're Australian.
It's so wild. It's like, you're a Tomlin, not my guy. I'm like, nah, man. I just like the way I think he was a leader of men. I think the Steelers, a lot of Steelers players came to play for Pittsburgh for him. E.g. Rodgers, E.g. Cameron Hayward loves him and TJ Watt loves him. So I think that, yes, maybe his time was up. But yeah, definitely. Mendenhall did that, didn't he? Yeah, Mendenhall tweeted about Bin Laden back in the day. I think that was
that's not good.
Yeah.
I mean, he was actually the writer for Ballers on The Rock, that Rock TV show about the football.
Yeah.
He was a
I didn't know that.
screenplay writer, and he should have wrote himself winning a Super Bowl because that's probably what he did because he fumbled the ball.
I'm an hour and 40 minutes from Canton, and I've never been out there.
Oh, Canton's such a great time. One of the greatest times I've ever had.
I've been there. It's good. It's good fun.
You're going to be there. I'm going when Ben gets there. I'm going.
Yeah, I'm an hour and 40 minutes away. That's not bad.
Tomlin, we don't know because he can't start his time until he officially retires. He hasn't retired. He's just walking down as a coach. So he could be a Washington Commanders coach in 2 years or a Giants coach in 2 years. We don't know. So
if he's a Ravens coach, I'm telling you, he's turning heel. Will you love him? Will you love him?
No, of course I want the Ravens to lose. Like, I'm not going to, okay, I wouldn't play the same card that some Steelers fan wanted the Ravens to win, which maybe
no.
feels
No.
And
So wait a second. So the pillow you lay down with every night that has a Tomlin face on it, you're going to start sticking pins in it if he becomes the coach of the Ravens.
He'll cut it out. He'll cut it out. He'll cut it out.
Okay, he's taking the piss, but wait until we go 0-6, then we fucking see who's laughing then. Because I'll be bringing it up. It's not as grass isn't always great. This is not as easy as I think.
Agree. It's not going to be easy.
This is not. I didn't see this coming, and I thought he would walk away, but he walked away after last night, like less than 24 hours. Like he woke up and like, today's the day. Like
he always knew it though. He had to.
Yeah,
know.
I mean, it is what it is. You'll be pissed. That's right, because I know I'll be pissed if we're 0-6.
I'll be pissed too, but I'll be like, part of me, a small 1% would be like, told you so.
I've lived through the 80s. I lived through the 80s when we didn't draft Dan Marino, and I've been pissed off ever since.
Yeah,
so.
Doug didn't want the Ravens to win, but many fans, oh my goodness, many fans want the Ravens to win. Made me feel sick. Yeah. Anyways, like, fellas, this is a big news. Like, what happens next? When do we find out the new coach?
After football season.
You think? I think very soon. I think the next.
I think 10 days.
After somebody that loses, that's a coordinator. Someone gets beat.
True.
Somebody, like, I don't know, and I can't comment because I don't know all the new head coaches, coordinators.
Like Brian Flores, there's a few guys like that.
Somebody, maybe
what they'll do is they'll front load the guys that they want. They have like a tier list. Okay, there might be a guy in the playoffs that's on that top tier list. What's that?
That's not us. That's not us. That's not us.
No, there might be a guy on the list that are in the playoffs that we're not in.
So the Steelers is the best place for anybody to go. Right, Steelers right now, Pittsburgh Steelers is the number one place you want to go, or would you want to go somewhere else if you're a head coach?
No, the tier list is for the Steelers. Like the Steelers have like, okay, these 5 guys, like 2 of these guys we want bad. These guys are pretty good too. They'll bring them in and interview them in an order. And yeah, that's not good. You want your team to shit the bed so you get a better draft pick. That's not ever good. No. But what they'll do is they'll bring those guys in, and if they can find the right fit and get that guy, maybe the guy in the top tier that's not in the playoffs, I don't know. They might sign him quick.
Well, we never have an opportunity to guys. We never have an opportunity to lose to get a higher draft pick anyway because we're always successful. We're not.
We're too good. That's right. We suck for being too good.
Yeah, we suck at being too good. So, from 17 to 23, that's our draft picks for the last 15 years of my fucking life. Like the Cleveland Browns, 1 and 2, 1 to 3. You know what I mean? Like they're always in the top 5 because they suck. You know, and Cincinnati back then was in the top 10, maybe the top 8. So, and the Ravens are just as good as the Ravens are assholes because they always take somebody that I always want before us. And that's
legit though. Could Brian Flores be a candidate to be a Steelers head coach because he was here for a year? Is there a connection? There could be.
Yeah. But would he be too hands-on or would he let his assistant coaches coach?
Depends who he brings in with him. Let me look up as well. Let me look up because I think
this Mitner guy, this Jesse Meitner guy this is not the first. I've heard his name 6 times today.
I don't know who
6 times. Jesse Mitner and my buddy who works for the Indianapolis Colts actually said that that this guy could be
Right.
somebody that the
Fellas.
Steelers are looking at, but the Ravens might take him first.
Here's a big thing too. Terrell Lawson's contract ran out this year as well. Same with Arthur Smith's.
See
I
ya.
think so. That probably has something to do with it too, right? So you're gonna have no DC, no OC, no HC. They're all out of C's. So I think that he's run out in 2025. When did Arthur Smith? He's won this year too.
I thought he had one more year, but I mean, he's going to go. They're going to clean house because no head coach is going to keep the same offensive.
I think there might be a clause in the contract that the contracts are.
Yes, correct, Shane. Yep, he has 3-year deal, potentially 2026. So he has an out. I think he has an out for the last year. So, fellas, we have a brand new fucking team. Really,
with brand new players. I'm telling you.
Now, here's something I want to ask you guys, and then I'm gonna pop off. You cannot have Tomlin with this continue to be the coach with this cloud, this loss. It's going to stay over the head of the Steelers in Pittsburgh going in 100 days and having fans boo Tomlin, in Pittsburgh when the draft's there. That is, I think that was one of the key deciding factors in the nudge to, hey, maybe
the presentation of what's happening now, like the perception.
It's bad around here, Mark. It is very, very bad. It's very bad.
Because what has happened is everyone who is like a casual fan has drank the Kool-Aid, and they're like, well, let's get fucking Tomlin out of here.
But also, too, the people that were Tomlin fans are like, oh, it's about time. Maybe Tomlin should just go. But these guys were pro-Tomlin fans, not as overly abundant like Mark. Mark's like number one Tomlin fan, like in pole position.
What? You know what? I just don't like when people call him a washed up bum or whatever. I think
he's not. He's not. He's if he goes somewhere else, if he goes into TV,
I wish him success. But
just something wasn't working. Like these playoff losses, something wasn't working. Now the time, and I give him credit when we won in that playoff game at Kansas City, and we were going up to New England, and AB had to get his phone out, and which was a no-no. And Tomlin's like, we're gonna go up there, and we're gonna kick their fucking ass.
Yeah,
and then a week later, we got our asses beat. I mean, I give him credit for hating and wanting to win a championship and always wanting to win, but just some stuff just wasn't, and just not having a. You've had Ben, and you had a couple quarterbacks, and you had Aaron. Just not getting Aaron Rodgers, which sucks. The players that he needed to be Aaron Rodgers. If we'd have got Aaron Rodgers before he tore his Achilles, God only knows, we wouldn't even be talking about this because he might have won another Super Bowl or something. Who knows? I don't know. Just saying.
Anyone who wins 193 games and ties Chuck Noll with the wins, I have high respect for. So
sure,
I think that's Yinzer Nation can be glad he's gone. I think it'll be fun for a fresh start. Really, 100%. If Arthur Smith's out or he does go somewhere else, Terrell Lawson's contract's up. A new head coach comes in. Depending what happens with Art Rooney the second, if he steps down to give his son the job, it's a new era for Steelers fans to see what happens next, and that can be fun. All I hope is, and I really mean this, Yinzer Nation, give the new fucking. I'll speak in my Australian language. Give the new cunt a chance. Okay.
What?
The new cunt.
That's a good thing, right?
It's when I say it like that, it is.
It's teasy.
When I say it like that, it is, right? Give the new bloke a chance. And I legit mean that because I'm an observer from all the way from Australia, and I observe is if you miss a field goal, they start to hate on balls. Cameron Hayward doesn't sign a contract. They do. The Yinzers will start to get after their team if something
they peel the onion. They peel the onion,
right? Give the new cunt a chance, which is give the new bloke a chance, right? Whoever the head coach is, if he does lose the first 3 games, don't go after him. Give him a chance. That's all I ask.
Who's going to be the quarterback?
I don't know.
Whatever coach we got got a quarterback of Mason Rudolph and Will Howard, and I cannot believe. And is Will Howard that bad? Could the Steelers have Will Howard under a year out of Aaron Rodgers because Aaron Rodgers took him under his wing? Can Will Howard?
There's been ideas about Gruden being a coach of the Steelers because he really hyped up Will Howard. But Gruden hypes up anyone. If you throw a ball, Bobby, he'd hype you up.
I can't. Why threw
Yeah,
7
Bubba Brewer.
touchdowns
You see this
today?
guy?
He'd be like,
No, he's
Crazy.
a great guy. Oh.
yeah.
Great guy. I love watching this guy right here. He's great.
42 wide banana, whatever it is.
I
Bubba,
remember
you
this
know,
guy back in college. You know, that's the guy.
But also too, I mean, we're going to see rookies that we drafted last year that they will they get out of the doghouse because it's Tomlin's doghouse no more, like Roman Wilson and Caleb Johnson. I mean, we took draft picks on these guys and they didn't produce because they didn't know what they had in Kenneth Gainwell. And I'm telling you, he's gonna make big money, and I don't think the Steelers are going to pay him. And that's a shame.
I reckon they will.
I
reckon they
hope
will
you're
pay him.
right. I hope you're right.
Shannon, what was the big difference between the coaching characteristics of Bill Cowher and Tomlin? Because also with how Tomlin ran this team, it's going to be completely different towards what they do next time. What was the big differences you saw from Cowher to Tomlin in terms of
the
leadership?
coaches? I think they respected Cowher, but he didn't speak the language, and he wasn't like one of the guys. And I don't mean one of the guys, but he really related to these players, and the players loved him for it. I mean, every time you hear, there's only a handful of folks that speak poorly, and it's mostly fans that played for him. Everybody loved him as a coach. I think we underestimate that locker room
Because
vibe.
because Cowher coached and let his offense and defensive coordinators coach.
He didn't micromanage. And that's the big difference. Is Bubba took it. He hit it right square in the middle of the eyes.
Thanks, Julie.
Bubba hit it. He micromanages. That's the difference. Cowher let his guys. Man, he got some good assistant coaches. But
All right. Priority says, you guys selling your hats, the Steelers Dynasty podcast hats. You guys selling them yet?
We give them away when we do special contests. when
yeah,
people-
and here's the thing: we're gonna draft time. We're gonna have some to sell. So hit us up in about.
come to Pittsburgh, fly across the United States.
Yeah, don't fly across.
Come down to the draft.
No,
and-
listen. We're gonna have some member shows and stuff, and we'll message you and we'll
we're
line
gonna
it up.
do giveaways.
You can Venmo one of us, and we'll get the hat to you.
And we're gonna have. I'm looking to get 4 and 7 shirts.
Fellas, do you think the next coach comes in and adopts some of Mike Tomlin's ways, like the standard is a standard in that culture? Because that's in the locker room right now.
That's kind of like
That's the
just typical-
Steelers.
That's
typical
typical
Steelers.
coach speak. They all have their little slogan and spiel and shtick.
But do you think they come in and they whoever
Yeah,
it is, they
they're
have high respect for Tomlin and they you know,
I think they're
guess.
gonna have their own.
They're
own
not
thing
gonna.
like
They're
that.
not gonna. They have the utmost respect, but the
Mhm.
standard has to go back to when the Steelers were the Steelers, and we are not. We are laughed at. We've been laughed at for like in all these talk
Yeah,
shows and these ex-Steeler players,
Yeah.
these ex-football players talking about ex-Steelers and Steelers. Like we don't get any respect. They have to instill a Steeler culture where when you play the Pittsburgh Steelers, on defense, they'll smash you in the mouth, and on offense, they'll score very, very quickly. And that's what we're missing. We're missing that element of scoring. Well, yesterday we didn't get any scoring, but we just need to be just the Steelers where people – it's so hard because living in Western Pennsylvania, that's all you see, and that's all – like I'm ready to gear up for training camp already, and we just lost yesterday. That's typical, you know what I mean, getting ready to build a team, and there's no off season because you don't know what's going on.
It's going to be interesting who takes over and what they, with the history with Noel and Cowher and Mike Tomlin, they do their own thing, of course, but that sign is in the locker room for sure. And what kind of message I'll bring to the team. It's going to be very exciting. I know it's crazy time, but also a very exciting time.
Nobody's seen this
That's
coming.
above the urinal.
Nobody's seen this coming.
Have you been there,
Nobody's seen
Shane?
this.
Have you been to the stadium tour?
Yeah, I've walked through the locker room and
Yeah.
been on the field, and yeah.
I was in the press box. I tried to make a call one time and nobody picked up.
You made a call on the phone?
I made a call on the phone, yeah, because during draft years ago, you could actually go in the stadium. So I did like a pretend press call,
That's
and then
awesome.
me and my buddy, I was up and I made a phone call to my one buddy to answer, but he thought it was a scam. and I was calling him from the press box, and then I got on
Why were you allowed to call from the press box?
well, because it was a tour of the whole Heinz Field.
Were you
It was
allowed
just
to do
a
that?
phone. It was just
No,
a
you
phone
weren't
on a
allowed to
table.
do that, but
Oh.
I did it anyway. And then, I mean, I know people that like ran across the Heinz Field at night, like Paul from Black Ridge ran. There's a video of him running across the football field. You know,
Yeah, right. Big shout out to Yuli. He's gifted a membership to the
Yuli, thank you.
podcast, and also gifted a membership to Steeler Nation Australia, which is me. And
Thank
also, Miss Pittsburgh has been a member for 1 month on the
Miss Pittsburgh.
FDP.
Did you win that in like a beauty Miss Pitt? Now welcoming Miss Pittsburgh.
It's a good point.
She is.
Miss
Miss Pittsburgh.
Afton was at the show yesterday. She was there with her mother. Afton was there. She had to go into the Wildcard
She's
game.
back home already. She went to Pittsburgh. She was dead set, and now she's back home. And Afton's going to be on our show tomorrow to talk about her experience.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
She looked like
said
she
that
just got caught in a windstorm. She's like shivering, her nose is red, boobs are hanging down. She's like, yeah, it was cold as shit there.
Yeah, because we had people ranting yesterday. We had a whole Hollywood
I
Square
saw
panel.
bits of that. Yeah. I saw that. That's cool.
I mean, we just try to do something different. You know
We
what I mean?
got what was the chick's name from North Carolina? I can't remember.
Wicked.
Wicked, North Carolina.
Somebody
saw
from the
bits.
chat was like, "Hey man, she's pretty good
A
looking."
young girl from North
yeah,
Carolina.
young girl. We're trying to
Watching the show.
Well, I never
Well,
thought.
I'll have to go back and watch it again, eh? If she's showing
Ooh,
her face.
wait.
Maybe.
Ask Yuli if Randall L. is he the offensive coordinator or is he? He's the offensive coordinator.
No, receivers coach for someone, I think.
Could he be the offensive coordinator for the Steelers?
Well, let me throw something at you guys
Yes.
to blow your
Okay.
mind. Are you ready?
The
You ready?
receivers coach for the Lions, he is.
You guys ready?
Ready.
Heinz Ward.
He won't coach though.
Not as an
For
offensive
a coach?
coordinator.
He's coaching at Arizona
Well,
State as the
That's
receivers coach.
Then a
Heinz
receivers coach he shall be. We need a receivers coach. I would hire Heinz Ward. I can't have everybody.
Would
He's
you want a
assistant head coach for the
former Steeler?
Bears? Wow.
Who's that? Randall L.
Randall L's an assistant head coach for the Bears.
I thought he was in
That's
the Lions. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, Randall L is.
Hey, that's I'm telling you, he knows Steelers.
You heard it
You know-
here.
So Shane, you think Heinz Ward could be the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers?
No, not a head coach. They'd bring him in as maybe offensive, maybe receivers coach or something. He just doesn't have enough experience as like an associate head coach or like an offensive
How old's
coordinator.
Randall? Hold on. This Randall L thing is inquisitive to me. How old is Randall L right now?
44, I think. Let me look it up.
Early 40s?
Yeah,
Would he be too old?
I'm just saying 44.
Wow.
How old is he?
I never thought of him. I didn't even
He's
think
part
of
of
him.
Ben coach. But this is what I find. Okay, this is what I find funny.
46.
Oh
wouldn't-
wow, he's a little older. I didn't know that.
If he's under Ben Johnson's coaching tree, wouldn't he still be under Mike Tomlin's tree as well? Because he played for Mike Tomlin, or no? No one cares about that.
I think it's more who you get you coach with than who you
No
play
one
with.
cares if he played for Mike Tomlin.
Well,
Okay.
they will. They could. I mean, they would bring. Maybe he comes in for an interview. Maybe he could be the offensive coordinator, but then he's also an assistant head coach because that's another. That's a little
he's
higher.
so he was Lions and he went to Bears.
Yeah.
Followed Ben. He must have followed Ben Johnson, and now if he becomes
Ben Johnson's a good coach. Like his just, I mean, he's got.
How realistic do we think that would happen though? Would Randall L get a chance to be interviewed by the Steelers and have a chance to be head coach?
Probably.
Possibly.
They're going to interview. They can interview Randall L, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
So, what's the
I don't know
number of how many guys they're going to bring in? I'm thinking about 8.
Yeah. Look, I understand how it doesn't work, but I still find it funny. Like former players go other places and then it's not linked to Tomlin or whatever. You know, I think it's crazy. I think they're going to decide, like Bubba said, they're going to cut some people off from the playoffs. They're going to interview some guys now.
He's 9.
Like-
I didn't even know he was in the betting odds. Like we had that show prior to this show. He wasn't even in the top there. Like that Shula kid, Shula's grandkid was number 1. Just to have that lineage. Oh my God. But also too, Miami will probably look at him because he's Shula's grandkid.
Yeah, Miami wants Harbaugh.
Well, they can have Harbaugh. See ya.
Do I even say the name? What about the other Miami coach, his head coach?
Offensive
McDaniels.
coordinator. Offensive coordinator.
Can you see him going downtown in the capri pants?
Hey, offensive coordinator. He's not a head coach. He's an offensive coordinator.
I'd love to see him as offensive.
Hey, look, he was like the computer geek, the computer guy when he went to Miami. He's like really geeky. Now he's like Al Pacino in like a
he let the Miami
movie.
swag wagon hit him. He went from being geeky to like wearing like slick shit that costs a lot of money.
Yeah. There's a lot of possibilities. I mean,
there's even the thought as well. I've been hearing Mike McCarthy, former Green Bay coach.
No retreads. No retreads. Not as a head coach.
No, the Steelers won't do that. Steelers will hire.
This is going to be fresh.
Young guys.
Fresh.
They want
fresh
guys
new.
in their late 30s, early 40s to take over and run.
They want like K-pop. They want K-pop head coaches.
Something new.
K-pop. Whatever. I don't know what the fuck K-pop is.
It's new.
Is that the stuff from like Oriental singers? Like,
it's Korean pop.
Yeah, that's what they want.
That song from K-pop, that Demon Hunter
Devil
show,
Slayer.
man. I listened to that. I'm like, yeah.
Seriously, you listen to that?
Yeah.
Oh,
not K-pop, just that one song.
I was like, man, yeah, something new. Somebody that's never. This is going to be another hire that you got. Cowher, Tomlin, and somebody else who was never a head coach before. It's going to be someone new. I just want to see how, because I want a coach that holds people accountable and not be their friends. I want their to coach.
It's going to be very, very interesting.
Well, tomorrow night we have a show. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, I might even do a live show as well tomorrow after the conference from Art Rooney, because that's going to be He might be some bits in there that he might talk about. Might give you.
He might drop the mic. It's like, hey, you know what? I'm out here too. Grabs his briefcase and off he goes.
Yeah,
take his Metamucil and fucking go. Who knows now? I don't know.
All right,
it's
fellas,
a new dawn. It's a dawn of a new Steeler day now.
Crazy.
I'm not
two shows, one each by ourselves, one together. We always had to go together as well because we've been doing this Tuesday show for a long time. It's my Wednesday. I got to go to work in 4 hours. But big thank you to everyone in the chat on Steelers Dies Podcast and also Steelers Australia. It's a new, exciting time. You know, Coach Tomlin steps down and they have the rights to him, so they could be trading him in the future. But it's very exciting. We just don't know what's going to happen next. No. And I think for some Steelers fans, they were a bit over seeing the same result over and over and over. So anything new is good to them. It doesn't matter what.
The undiscovered country now. There is new realms and new territories to explore. This is like Star Trek. We'll take the 5-year journey to find a head coach and an offensive coordinator and a defensive coordinator. And if we take this mission, we will boldly go where no man has gone before.
And the best thing is, it just doesn't feel like we lost yesterday now.
No, I don't.
Winning.
Like we lost a really bad game. We should be, we suck. But it's like, oh no, this is so exciting now.
Well, we know Arthur Smith and Terrell Austin are gone, so that's a win. But it just
I think so.
Yesterday's game, poor Aaron Rodgers.
It'll be a whole new team.
And if he retires, his last play was a pick six.
I mean, how sad, eh? Rodgers may not come back either now because he had links to Tomlin. So
he's not coming back.
I totally enjoyed Aaron Rodgers being a Pittsburgh Steeler.
I did too. Well, I must admit, didn't like it at the start, but it was a fun ride.
I know you did. Dude. You fucking like,
mate. I did. Well, I did because he was.
You're like.
He was so drama. He was so like, from my perception, he had so much ego and it was hated everyone. You can see when a receiver misses him though. I didn't want him at all. I didn't want him to be a Steeler at all. But it was a fun season. Maybe next week we'll talk about the season itself. So the whole recap unless something comes up.
It's something will probably.
Overall. Yeah, they probably will be. To be honest, Austin has no contract, so I doubt they bring him back. And Smith is now getting jobs for head coaching calls for the Titans, or they have an option to bring him back in 2026. But it depends who the head coach is, who brings their own staff. Always fucking happens. They bring in the new head coach. They bring in OC, DC. Bubba's going to wear his ACDC shirt.
They're gonna hire me for a Gatorade guy. Hey, Gatorade guy. I just throw Gatorade at guys.
Hello, my name is Bubba. High quality H2O.
So when all three will probably step down, and Danny Smith's like the one looking around going, fucking hell, where's everyone?
He's chewing his bubble gum.
Yeah.
I'm
They're
still here.
probably going to bring their own guys, and we just don't know what's going to happen with the organization. But big changes in Pittsburgh for sure.
This is big talk over here, Mark. It's so huge that everybody has a comment about everything that's going on in the Steelers right now. It's very huge. Yep.
Here we go again. Looking for a coach again. We just hired him. What's that mean to mean? Here we
Hired
go
him
again.
19 years ago, buddy.
Yeah, that's right. That's funny. I like that.
Rebel Yell. 19 years ago, we hired him.
Seems like
I'm-
only
I'm not-
yesterday.
That joke
Like
went over my
yesterday.
head. What do you mean by that? We hired him. We hired him ages
It just
ago.
seems like that yesterday you hired this guy. This guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, years do go pretty fast. That's for sure. All right, fellas, let's get out of here. Thank you, Bubba. Thank you, Shane. See you
Thank you,
guys
Mark.
tomorrow
Thank you,
night,
Shane.
9 p.m. on Steelers
Thanks, everybody.
podcast. Maybe tomorrow, Art Rooney's taking steps down. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen.
All right, we said it here first, though, if he does.
True. Very true. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. See you later. I'll see you guys later. Left the light on. See you later. Bye.